Hey everybody, welcome back to the Realtor Review presented by Bailey's Moving and Storage. And today I'm really excited for a guest that we've got on. We've got on Thayer Hirsh, who is a co-founder of the company Gnome, and we're really excited. I think this will be a really good conversation. Thayer, welcome, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Well, let's just jump right in there. I mean, you've got a lot of background and experience that I want to get through, and then also talk about Gnome and what it can do specifically for realtors and homeowners. But why don't you start by just helping everybody know kind of your background and where you're coming from?
Yeah, so like many out there, I'm somewhat recent homeowner. My wife and I just moved into our second home, but back in 2015, we bought our first row home in Denver. We're about to have our first kid. We were super excited. We decided on something that was going to be a newer build because we didn't want to have maintenance issues. Lo and behold, within a month, we had a flooded basement. A couple months later, we had leaks in the attic, gutters overflowing, sump pumps failing, things that we did not expect. And, I was just frustrated, of course, with like a newborn, everything's a little crazy that way. But I just kept thinking, I'm like, why doesn't my home have an instruction manual? Sort of like my car or my vacuum cleaner. I know if something's happening, give me a walkthrough, places to look at, and why can it be customized to my home? So, I sat on that idea for a long time. Pandemic came. I was working in tech at the time. I went out and got my home inspection certification and license to kind of investigate this idea further, and Gnome was born. So the idea is to give everyone a customized instruction manual via mobile app on their phone for their home. So it sends you reminders on maintenance you need to do, things you should check up on, and recommended upgrades too. So whether that's like smart home devices or if you're looking to remodel a bathroom.
How cool. I mean, I can relate 100% to what you just talked about. I mean, I've been in that same situation myself going, geez, why can't there just be some sort of instruction manual to help me know what I didn't know? So that's amazing. So Gnome works for realtors in particular. I mean, as well as it also helps out the homeowner. Is that correct?
Right. So yeah, we're teaming with realtors to hand out this app to give that to their homeowners and clients for free. So right when you purchase your home, you can get if you have an inspection report, we utilize that, which really helps us kind of dial in on the details of your home. So it is fully customized for you. And then within there, for the realtor themselves, we have full branding. So your contact information, your headshot, and then you can even push out notifications and emails via our platform.
Wow, that's awesome. So that's a really good way for realtors to stay in constant contact with some of their clients that they've sold to in the past.
Exactly. I mean, our goal is to stay in touch after the close and then kind of help with that ongoing that home ownership, right? There's kind of all this hand holding up until the close, and then it's kind of like, well, good luck. We'll see how you're doing. So we really think we can empower homeowners and make them a lot happier and bring on new clients in the future because of that.
Well, I could agree. I would be super excited to be able to use this thing too, because when I got into my first home, I just remember the overwhelming going. I got out of a rental, now I'm into a new home, and I'm like, okay, now I got to do this.
Yeah.
And this sounds like a great resource. Well, let's start with this. So Thayer, when you are talking to realtors about things you think they should be educating their clients on related to these kind of topics, what kind of suggestions or insights do you have that realtors might find helpful?
Yeah. Well, so there's maintenance, and I think one thing that realtors should be talking to their clients about is understanding kind of the ongoing capital investment of a home, right? You look at your mortgage costs, you look at your property taxes and all that, but there's kind of the future capital investment. So whether that's you got to replace your roof, your furnace, these are things you should be budgeting for. Our app will help you do that. So when those things start to go, you have a savings plan in place. The average roof is $20,000 to $30,000. Furnace is $10,000 to $15,000. These are huge expenses, and they happen every, a roof's probably 20 to 30 years life expectancy, and a furnace is 10 to 12 really. So those are things I think realtors should be talking to their clients about. It's not the most exciting thing, especially as you land that new home, to think about the ongoing costs, but it's really important to do that.
Sure, but it's realistic, right? I mean, you don't want to walk into a brand new investment and then realize that you weren't adequately prepared. Man, that sounds so important.
Right. The last thing you want to be is underwater on your house, or deferring maintenance, right? It's just going to cost you more in the long run.
And that's such a good point. I mean, I know I didn't consider that new roof or that furnace, as you talked about when I first got in. I was just so excited to be there, and not having thought about that. Those are things that I've learned over time. But man, if I had that ability to jumpstart with a realtor that helped me get into that, I think that could make a really big difference, especially in today's climate where, being financially prepared is going to help you weather some of the economic storms that come.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. So in your experience, is there any part of a home, and you mentioned roof and you mentioned furnace, I mean, is there any other parts of the home that you think in particular homeowners should be aware of to pay attention for maintenance, or things that realtors should be in particular pointing out for maybe some unexpected maintenance in the future?
Yeah. So one of the biggest things I'm an advocate for is knowing where your emergency shutoffs are. So things happen, emergencies happen. There's a stat that I think it's 47% of homeowners don't know where their water shutoff is. And so that's the line that comes into your house, and then all the water lines distribute from there. So whether you have a leaky toilet, a faucet bursts, or some other pipe bursts, you want to know where that shutoff is so you can turn off the water right away. So my main thing is put a label on it. In our app, we have an area that we call the emergencies. So there's like a hashtag emergency. Go there, and then it shows you your gas shut off, your electrical shut off, and your water shut off. With a, if we can pull it from your report, a picture of all those too.
Well, that's amazing, because I think if you're watching this and if that's you and you don't know where all those shutoffs are, I would say stop now. Let's get you into Gnome. Let's talk about how you can make sure you've got those identified, because that's huge. Oh, such a good point there.
Sometimes they're in crawl spaces or other places that are hard to access. There's a lot of new cool IoT devices, smart home devices that will shut the water off for you. So you can do it from your phone, or they can even sense when a leak is happening. Using some algorithms, they understand your water use, and if they see something out of the ordinary, they'll shut it off automatically for you. One of those devices is a Mow and Flow. I installed one of those on my house. I love it. I'm not sponsored by them, but I really love the product. It's really well thought out and very easy to use.
Well, that's neat. Helps you know how much you're using then, like kind of in a live dashboard.
Yeah, so I would say that's the one hard part is you get a weekly email, tells you how much water you used and by device. So it says, you spent whatever it is, 120 minutes in the shower this week. So my wife and I got kind of competitive on who could take shorter showers throughout the week at the beginning, which it was good. It was good for us, but I didn't need that added competition in the morning.
That's a fun one. So that's a really good. So that's the Mow and Flow that you're talking about there. Are there any other home products or smart products that you've come across that you think are things that maybe we should pay attention to?
Yeah, I love a lot. I'm trying to make my home as smart as possible. A couple things I really like is especially with like our air here in Colorado and the rest of the Western US, there's an air monitor called AirThings. And so they'll do particulate, carbon dioxide use, VOCs, and radon. So I have one of these down in my kids' room, which my kids are on the first floor, to measure the radon and the carbon dioxide in their room. So you can see if it gets too high, they're not going to sleep too well, and maybe I need to open a door or a window for them. It's just a great way to understand, like, you think inside your home you have great air, but it's not always the case. And so they
That's
make
a
a
really
couple,
important one.
yeah, they make a couple products out there, super easy to use. The battery lasts a couple years. You just pop it on the wall and you can get alerts when things are kind of out of your comfort zone for air quality.
Well, that's awesome. So I hope we'll get a list of those and take a look at those. Those are some really awesome tips. I mean, Thayer, it just comes down to the fact that you definitely are plugged into this home maintenance world and have some great insights here. Let's circle back to Gnome for just a second. So let's talk about, for realtors who want to be involved with Gnome and be able to offer that to clients, tell us a little about what they should be doing or how they get in contact or what the best way to move forward is.
Yeah, so they can take a look at our website. It's MyKnome, so that's MYKNOME.com. Or you can shoot us an email at hello@mygnome.com. We'll reach out to you directly, but on there we have the benefits for both homeowners and realtors, so you can take a look up there. We are doing introductory free demos right now, so you can get up to 3 clients on the program for free, just to try out and see how it works.
Oh, wow. And it also works for homeowners if they're interested?
Yes. So our goal is, we want to distribute through realtors, but right now we're having homeowners sign up so they can reach out to us too.
Okay, that sounds great. So if you're a realtor, you can hop on there. You can either shoot you an email or hop on your website and get signed up to take a look at it. That's amazing. Before we wrap up there, is there any other home prevention tips or any other pieces of information that you think realtors should really be walking away with?
Yeah, so some of my home prevention tips, and these are kind of like the easy ones. Well, I say easy, but relatively easy to do, is walking around your home, is looking for sort of drainage issues. These are the ones that are, water costs a lot of money if it comes into your house, whether that's through rain, sewage, or the fresh water pipes in your house. If there's any sort of breakage in those, it's going to cost you money. So one thing is to walk around your house, preferably after a rainstorm, and see if you see any pooling or negative drainage, as we say, and water sitting against your foundation. Make sure your downspouts are clear and there's no obstructions and that they're down. That's one of the biggest things you can do to prevent tens of thousands of dollars in damage. The second thing I would say is, if you're comfortable, get up in your attic. You can see a lot of the health of your home up in the attic. So you can see if there's leaks from the roof coming through, get a nice powerful flashlight, shine that around, see if there's any pets up there, living up there, and keep an eye, a periodic eye on that. We recommend going up there twice a year, see if you see any major changes. And that's a great way to see how your home is doing.
Excellent. Those are great tips. So Thayer, again, co-founder of Gnome. Hope you get a chance to check it out if you're watching this video, because this sounds like an amazing opportunity to get an instruction manual for taking care of your home, and for realtors in particular, to get those out to their clients and keep contact with them even after the sale. So Thayer, thank you again for coming on, and we appreciate all these wonderful tips that you've got for us.
Hey, thank you for having me. This has been wonderful.
Well, I hope you found that helpful. Again, these podcasts are here to keep you in the Gnome. And realtors, you can learn more about Gnome by getting on their website. Theirs insight was great to understand more about ways to keep homeowners away from the financial disaster that comes with unexpected maintenance. So if you like the video, subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates. Like this one, give us a comment to let us know what you liked, and we'll see you next month to keep you in the know.